Hey, welcome everybody. My name is Mark Gubler.
And I am Ahnalisse Gubler.
We are excited to be here with you and to start the ReEnergize program. And we just wanted to give you an opportunity to get to know us, introduce ourselves, where we're coming from, why we're here, why you're here, what we're going to be doing. And yeah.
Well, I mean, so much of what we do is based on your journey. So let's start there
Okay.
at the beginning. Let's get some backstory here.
Okay. So to nutshell, long story short, as a kid, I was pretty active. I didn't really have to worry so much about what I ate. But once I reached age 19, I left on a mission for my church. I spent 2 years doing that. And during that time, I gained a ton of weight. And from that point on, coming home, going to college and everything, I did my best to take that weight off, to reach a healthier state. And I'd be successful for a little bit. It felt like I tried every diet plan, every exercise plan out there, cleanses, whatever it is, and it would work for a little while until it didn't, and I'd end up gaining the weight back, and usually a little bit more too. So I'd end up a little bit worse off, and it really was. It was frustrating.
Yeah, it was so frustrating because you would take off some weight and then more would come back, and you'd take off some weight and more would come back, and it just for a decade was that. I mean, if we just look at it, just got worse and worse and worse.
And it was easier to ignore the fact, like when I wasn't on a diet or something, it's just like whatever, I don't care anymore, and just kind of have that apathy towards it. And even kind of fueled by shame too, like, man, why can't I do this? Why am I not strong enough, or whatever it is?
Yeah.
But we found recently in the last few years that it wasn't really about discipline and all that.
Yeah. So I mean, take us to that day. What was let's look at that turning point when it's like, okay, we got to approach this differently.
Yeah.
We know so much of what doesn't work. So, yes, let's dive into that.
Yeah. So spring 2021 is when that all began. I was 31 years old, still pretty young. I am still pretty young.
So young.
I feel like. But man, there were just some really concerning things happening with my body. I was feeling things going on with my heart and different things. It pushed me to go to the doctor, which was a big thing for me because I was
Big deal.
I was avoiding the doctor like the plague. I did not want to go. I didn't want to have someone tell me there was something wrong with me. But our family doctor sent me to a cardiologist, and they both really they told me like, hey, there's some really concerning stuff that we're finding here, and all of it is made worse by your obesity. You're just really overweight, and it just makes everything worse. And to be quite frank, like, you are at very high risk of dying very young, or at best having just living a little longer, but having a low quality of life and health, if you don't find a way to take this weight off.
Yeah.
And they told me the typical things of like, hey, eat cleaner, exercise.
Right.
I'm like, I've tried that.
Yeah, I just remember, I just remember that you, at that time, realized you've tried.
Yeah.
Like, thanks for the advice, doc, but I've already tried and I failed. And I think you were just so done with failing. You kind of came to peace with like,
I'm going to die.
This is my reality.
Yeah.
There's no changing it. So I may as well come to peace with this.
Yeah. Huh.
And you did, right? Like, you were like, I just remember you, as you were talking, just being like, oh my gosh, he is okay with dying, but he has yet to find peace with living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just completely overwhelmed, and completely clueless. Like, how do I do this? I remember, so from this experience, born out of this, I remember feeling so overwhelmed and discouraged that I was driven to my knees in prayer at the side of my bed and gave one of the most heartfelt prayers of my life, just pleading with God, saying, God, I know I can't do this. I know I don't know how to do this. I've been trying for over 10 years to do this. And that much data doesn't lie. It says, I don't know how to make this happen in my life. So please help me, strengthen me, show me the way. There's got to be a way, but I don't know. So show me. And he has. And it wasn't all at once. It was just, I felt a little strengthened by that. It wasn't like I was overwhelmed with joy or peace or anything, but I had a little bit of resolve to take a step and to take another step. And and through this process since then, we've learned a lot. And, I've lost over 100 pounds at this point.
Yeah.
So, and sustained that. So it's, and all my blood work and everything's back to normal. And a lot of these concerns are under control.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And that kind of brings us to, where we are today, where, you and I, we kind of just looked at, oh, you've lost 100 pounds. You've been able to keep it off for years. Like, do we know anyone else who's done this? Like, we have found something so, like, if we can share this with people, we will bless so many lives. And, we're both coaches. We've been coaches our entire professional lives. I've been coaching since I was like 13 professionally. And so it's always been a part of our lives to be a part of that. Like, how do we help people progress? How do we help people become the best version of themselves? Right. But when we realized that we've found something that can have such a drastic effect on not only individuals, but families, we really felt that strong pull, that strong urge to, okay, it's time. Put all of your efforts into refining it, like really dive in, study, make sure that you've got a path, and start sharing it. Start changing lives. Start building families and experiences. And so that's been such a cool thing to be involved with. Yeah. And it certainly fills my passion. Do you want to share a little bit about Revolt and
for sure.
the company that we've built here?
So, really starting at 2021, when I started taking steps towards better health, I really had a desire to show people. I posted once a week on Facebook to share my journey. I wanted to show people what it takes, how long it takes, what kind of effort, what kind of things was I doing, where was my progress, what was I learning. So I've had this desire all along the way, and it's all really led to this, providing the ReEnergize program and other programs in Revolt. And really our purpose here with you and is to help you transform your life from the inside out. Using my experiences of doing that, so often we try to do it from the outside in. We say, we focus on the how. If I do this, then I'll achieve this, right? But I found that it really is an inside-out approach that made all the difference. Sometimes it feels a little bit like Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off, right? Sometimes it feels a little counterintuitive, but it's so important because what we're really aiming to do, and what I did, was address the root causes behind my unhealthy habits. And that's what we want to do for you. So how we do that is we focus primarily on building mindsets, on building self-awareness, and building a sustainable lifestyle with lifestyle changes, right? In incremental steps.
Yeah.
And that's key. So rather than offering the temporary fixes that you see so often in the diet culture of today and health culture, our approach really fosters lasting transformation, helping you not just lose the weight, but to all along the way create a vibrant, confident, and energized life that you can sustain for the long term.
Yeah, I love it. So we hope that this can give you the value that you need, that you're looking for, and we're excited to work with you.
Yeah.